In the late 1800s, the world was cloaked in darkness once the sun dipped below the horizon. Gas lamps flickered weakly, offering dim light that left much of the world shrouded in shadow. People stumbled through their evenings, relying on candles or the faint glow of oil lamps to guide them. But what if that darkness, that constant struggle with the night, could be banished forever? What if one man could unravel the mystery of the light and change the world? This man was Thomas Edison, an inventor, a visionary, and a relentless force of nature who was determined to do the impossible. His name is forever linked with the electric light bulb, but the journey to its creation was anything but straightforward. In the mid-1870s, the idea of electric light was not a new one, but no one had been able to create a working, affordable, and long-lasting solution. Previous experiments had failed, their glowing filaments too fragile, too short-lived, or too expensive for the average person to use. But Edison wasn't daunted by failure. In fact, he thrived on it. By the time he set his sights on the light bulb, Edison had already proven himself as a prolific inventor, with over 100 patents under his belt. Yet, the light bulb would prove to be his greatest challenge, and his most significant triumph. He wasn't just after a light bulb, he was after a revolution that would reshape the way people lived, worked, and interacted with the world. Edison's quest was to create a practical, affordable electric light that would stand the test of time. A light that wouldn't just burn out after a few hours, like its predecessors. But how do you create a light bulb that lasts? The answer, as Edison would soon discover, lay in one of the simplest materials: carbon. His first major breakthrough came when he realized that carbon filaments would burn longer and brighter than other materials. Yet, it wasn't just about the filament, it was about the bulb itself. Edison understood that to protect the filament and ensure it lasted, the bulb had to be sealed in a vacuum to prevent it from burning out too quickly. This seemingly small detail would become a critical piece of the puzzle. As Edison's team worked tirelessly to refine the design, they encountered numerous setbacks. The filaments burned out too quickly, the bulbs shattered too easily, and the vacuum inside the bulb wasn't perfect. There were countless late nights, a constant stream of failures, and moments of doubt. Yet, Edison's belief in his vision remained unwavering. He once said, "Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration." And it was this relentless drive, this refusal to give up, that would ultimately lead to his success. The key moment came when Edison discovered that a carbonized bamboo filament, when properly treated, could last for over 1,200 hours. It was the breakthrough that changed everything. In 1879, Edison unveiled his creation to the world, the first commercially viable light bulb. It wasn't just an invention, it was a promise. A promise that the world would never be the same again. But even after creating a functioning light bulb, Edison's battle was far from over. He faced fierce competition from other inventors, notably British inventor Joseph Swan, who had also developed a light bulb around the same time. Swan's version of the light bulb was functional, but Edison's bulb was brighter, longer lasting, and more reliable. Their legal battle over patents would become one of the most famous intellectual property disputes in history. But Edison's determination to bring his invention to the masses would eventually make him the winner. His marketing genius played a significant role in promoting the light bulb as a must-have innovation, and soon, the world began to take notice. The introduction of the light bulb was not just a technical achievement, it was a cultural one. The electric light became a symbol of modernity, a beacon of progress in a world that had long been confined by darkness. In 1882, Edison opened the first commercial electric power station in New York City, bringing light to a small section of the city. This was just the beginning. Over the next few decades, cities across the globe would be electrified, and the electric light would forever alter the rhythm of life. People could work longer hours, factories could operate at full capacity even after sunset, and streets could be lit up at night, transforming cities into bustling hubs of activity. Yet, the true power of Edison's invention went beyond its ability to light up rooms and streets. The light bulb sparked a revolution that gave birth to an entire industry, one that would continue to evolve with the rise of electric grids, industrial machinery, and countless other innovations. Edison's light bulb was the first domino in a chain of technological advancements that would change the course of history. Edison's victory in creating the practical light bulb was more than just an invention. It was the dawn of a new era. But as with any revolutionary breakthrough, the path to widespread adoption would not be without obstacles. The world was filled with skeptics, and the battle to make electric light the standard was only just beginning. Edison's journey was far from simple. He had not only invented the light bulb, but he also had to develop an entire infrastructure to support it. This involved creating the electrical grid that would power the bulbs, building power stations, and convincing the public that electric light was the future. Despite the excitement surrounding Edison's breakthrough, many were resistant to change. The old systems, gas lamps, oil lamps, were already familiar and had been in use for decades. The idea of a new, seemingly dangerous technology was met with suspicion. People were wary of the high cost of installing electric lighting, and the notion of having power stations and electrical wiring running through their streets was seen as a radical change. Edison's challenge was not just convincing people to adopt his invention, but to create a system that was safe, reliable, and affordable. One of the most significant hurdles Edison faced was opposition from the gas industry, which had long held a monopoly on lighting. Gas companies were not about to give up their lucrative business without a fight. They had their own version of electric light, the arc light, which was brighter and had been used in street lighting in some cities. However, arc lights were blinding and dangerous, producing harsh, flickering light that couldn't be used in homes. They were also far more expensive than Edison's bulbs. But the gas industry saw Edison's light bulb as a threat and launched an aggressive campaign to discredit electric lighting. In response, Edison doubled down on his efforts to prove that electric lighting was the superior option. He didn't just want to create a product, he wanted to change the way the world thought about light. He began to focus on making the electric light more accessible to the masses, not just the wealthy elite. His goal was to make it so cheap and reliable that it would be as commonplace as the gas lamps of the past. To do this, he had to overcome a series of technical and logistical challenges. One of the most significant challenges was how to deliver electricity to homes and businesses. In the early days of electric lighting, there were no power stations, and the idea of connecting every household to a central source of power seemed nearly impossible. But Edison's vision was clear: to create a grid of electrical power that would deliver electricity to every corner of the city. In 1882, Edison opened the world's first commercial electric power plant in Lower Manhattan. The Pearl Street Station, as it was called, used steam engines to generate electricity and power the bulbs of a small section of New York City. This was a monumental achievement, but it was only the beginning. The next step was to expand this system beyond New York City, to connect homes, businesses, and entire cities to the electric grid. Edison faced fierce competition from other inventors and businessmen, including George Westinghouse, who was developing his own system of alternating current, AC, electricity. AC had its own advantages, including the ability to travel longer distances, but it was also much more dangerous and difficult to manage. Edison, who had invested heavily in direct current, DC, electricity, fought back aggressively against AC, creating an intense rivalry that would eventually become known as the War of Currents. Edison's battle against AC electricity was fierce. He launched a campaign to discredit Westinghouse system, even going so far as to publicly electrocute animals in an attempt to show the dangers of AC. The tactics were controversial and, in the end, unsuccessful. Westinghouse AC system ultimately won the war, and AC became the dominant form of electricity used today. But while Edison may have lost the battle for the electrical grid, his invention of the light bulb and his role in the development of the power grid had already changed the world forever. Through all of these challenges, Edison remained relentless in his pursuit of progress. Even after the War of Currents was over, he continued to innovate. He didn't just stop at the light bulb. Edison went on to invent the phonograph, the motion picture camera, and countless other devices that would leave a lasting mark on history. But it was the light bulb that remained his signature invention, the one that illuminated the world and changed it forever. By the turn of the 20th century, Edison had achieved what many thought impossible. Electric light was no longer a novelty for the rich. It was now available to the masses. Cities around the world were lit by electric lights, and homes began to adopt this new technology as well. The world had become a brighter place, literally and figuratively, thanks to Edison's genius. Yet, as Edison basked in his success, he faced a new challenge, the inevitable march of progress. New technologies and new inventors were always on the horizon. But Edison, ever the visionary, knew that innovation never stops. He had shown the world what was possible with the light bulb, but the true legacy of his invention was not just in the light itself. It was in the spark of inspiration it ignited in the hearts of other inventors, engineers, and dreamers. Thomas Edison's invention of the practical light bulb didn't just change the way people lit their homes. It fundamentally transformed how the world operated. His light bulb was the catalyst for an industrial revolution in energy, technology, and society. The impact of Edison's invention stretched far beyond the boundaries of his time, continuing to influence every aspect of modern life today. As electric lighting became more prevalent, cities began to thrive in ways that had never been possible before. Before the advent of electric light, cities were limited by the flickering flames of gas lamps, which did little to illuminate the darkness of night. Streets were dangerous after sundown, and businesses and factories were constrained by the hours of daylight. But with Edison's light bulb, cities could shine brightly throughout the night, opening up new possibilities for work, entertainment, and safety. The development of electric lighting also sparked significant advancements in other industries. With a reliable, affordable light source, factories and manufacturing plants could extend their working hours, leading to greater productivity and economic growth. Industries such as textiles, steel, and automobiles saw a massive increase in production as workers no longer had to stop when the sun went down. This shift toward round-the-clock productivity set the stage for the modern, fast-paced economy we know today. Beyond the industrial impact, Edison's invention also led to a revolution in transportation. With electric streetlights illuminating roads and streets, cars and trains could travel safely at night, enabling faster movement of goods and people. The 20th century saw the rise of automobiles, trains, and planes, and all of these developments owed a debt to Edison's invention. By making travel safer and more efficient, electric light played a crucial role in the growing interconnectedness of the world. Edison's light bulb was also an important catalyst in the field of science and technology. His success in developing the light bulb proved that innovation could have practical, life-changing applications. His work sparked a new generation of inventors, engineers, and scientists to explore the unknown, push boundaries, and create groundbreaking technologies. The electric light was just the beginning of an era of invention that would bring about technologies such as radio, television, computers, and the internet. However, as much as Edison's invention contributed to the world's progress, it also marked the beginning of a new set of challenges. The rise of electricity brought with it concerns about its safety, its environmental impact, and its distribution. With the widespread use of electric light, new questions arose about how to harness and regulate this powerful energy source. These challenges would occupy the minds of engineers and policymakers for decades to come. Edison's legacy, however, was not just in his light bulb. It was in his relentless pursuit of innovation and his willingness to experiment with new ideas. He became a symbol of the power of invention and the transformative potential of human creativity. Edison didn't just want to create things that made life easier, he wanted to create things that changed the world. He believed in the power of technology to improve humanity's condition, and his work was a testament to this belief. Edison's influence can be seen in countless inventions that followed the light bulb. His phonograph, developed in 1877, was the first device capable of recording and reproducing sound. This invention laid the groundwork for the music industry and the development of recorded audio technologies. Similarly, his work on motion pictures paved the way for the global film industry, shaping entertainment as we know it. In many ways, Edison's contributions to the world were a precursor to the digital age, with technologies that are still integral to modern life. As the years passed, Edison's role as a visionary inventor became more widely recognized. His name became synonymous with innovation, and his inventions continued to shape the world long after his death in 1931. The light bulb became an enduring symbol of progress, lighting the way for generations to come. Yet, in the years since Edison's death, the world has continued to evolve, and new technologies have taken the place of older ones. The incandescent light bulb, which Edison perfected, is now being replaced by more energy-efficient alternatives like compact fluorescent lamps, CFLs, and light-emitting diodes, LEDs. These new technologies have vastly improved the energy efficiency of lighting and reduced its environmental impact. But despite these advancements, Edison's legacy still shines brightly. The light bulb, in all its forms, remains an essential part of our daily lives. Today, as we stand on the cusp of further technological revolutions in fields like renewable energy, artificial intelligence, and quantum computing, we look back at Edison's light bulb as one of the defining moments in human history. His invention was not just a breakthrough in science. It was a moment that forever altered the course of humanity. The electric light changed the way we lived, worked, and interacted with the world around us, and its legacy continues to shape the future. As we move into the future, Edison's spirit of innovation lives on in the technologies we create, the challenges we face, and the solutions we develop. From the electric light to the smartphone in your pocket, his belief in the power of invention to improve the world is woven into the fabric of modern life. And while the specific technologies may change, the impact of Edison's work will never fade. The light bulb, in all its forms, remains a symbol of human ingenuity and the limitless potential of innovation.